Mark Spears, ESPN's Landscape. I want to ask you about Coach Mack, guy that's been standing outside the locker room for years. I know he's always says some pleasantries to you. Just want to see what your thoughts are on him.
With who?
Coach Mack, outside the attendant outside the visiting locker room.
Oh yeah, I mean, no, it's good. You know, it's great to have, and all the support. You know, like just to have that, you know, is always amazing and means a lot. You know, means a lot to us.
Michael, Pascal, Michael Grange, Sportsnet, Toronto. How are you doing?
Good.
I just wanted to ask you. Your team is a relatively young team, and obviously in the finals for the first time. What have you made of their ability to adjust, to kind of manage the mental challenges, just the rapid game plan changes, all that stuff that goes into playing good teams over and over again? You've been through it, but just standing aside, have you seen your team manage it, and why do you think they've managed it well?
Yeah, no, I think obviously I think that the experience from last year was great for us. Just in being in those games that mattered a lot, and I think we've learned a lot from those games, and just being now at this stage, like I just think that we've had like those games under our belts where the guys feel comfortable that when we haven't done things well, you know, we're able to correct it. So I think that experience is there, and we've been in those situations enough for us to understand, you know, like what it takes.
Dan Devine, Yahoo Sports. You've been guarded by Alex Caruso a lot in this series. Similarly, kind of versatile player to you, can do a lot of different things on the floor. What kind of challenges does he pose when you're facing up with him and seeing more of him down the stretch last game? I know you guys got stagnant in the fourth. What kind of challenges does he pose?
I don't know. I think we just got to keep playing, being ourselves, and just play pace of basketball.
Steve on the right.
Steve Ashburner, NBA.com. Certain foul calls or non-calls seem to get into fans' heads quite a lot, and they get upset at what goes against their team. How do you guys guard against calls that you particularly disagree with getting into your heads and derailing what you're trying to do?
We just got to keep playing. There's nothing you can do about it, right? So we just got to keep playing. Find a way to, you know, be ourselves no matter what. And yeah, like I'm not gonna get into, you know, the little foul things. It is what it is. Just want to focus on the game.
Over here on the left.
Yep. ChinaPacers.com. In the last game post-conference, you said the team execution is not really well in the fourth quarter. And after the film session, what was the key takeaway for you to improve?
Wait, say it one more time. Sorry.
The last game that in the end of the press conference said. The execution was not really well. So, what in the film session, what was the key takeaway for you, the team to improve in this game?
Yeah, I don't think I'm supposed to be giving away the game plan, but I think we just gotta be ourselves. I don't know how to answer that question, but I'm sorry.
Sam on the right.
Sam Amick, The Athletic. Pascal, your teammates talk a lot about your leadership and how vocal you are on this team. I wonder, if you go back to 2019 in Toronto, how different were you as a leader back then? How vocal were you on that team? And how much did that experience, you know, they talk about how you bring that up now, telling them, like, don't take this for granted, realize what the opportunity is. How did that shape you?
Well, I wasn't a leader then. I mean, I was on the floor. I mean, I played, you know, I was one of the guys that would, you know, go and get things happen for us, but off the court, I mean, I was year 3. Like, I mean, we had so many veterans on our teams, like, that's been through way more than I could ever imagine as a player. So I was mostly just like, you know, grateful that I had those guys around, and just kind of lean into the confidence and the way they played to help me just play my game and be free. And I think this time around, just like having been one of the only guys that's been there, or like one of the few guys that's been there. And I'm year 9 or 10 or whatever, it's like I have way more, you know, to say, and I can impact not only by saying things, but also on the floor. But just having years under my belt and also the experience, like I'm able to just, again, say what I think, but at the same time, I always say, like, everyone's going to have to get through it, you know, on their own. And I can tell you whatever, but you have to experience it yourself. And I think the most thing is just be yourself and do the things that got us here in the first place, and we can't change it now.
Jamal on the right.
Pascal, I want to ask you about the defense. And just in this year and change since you've been here, how have you seen this group grow defensively, and just what did it take for you all to get to the level that you've been playing at, in the finals and just throughout the playoffs?
Yeah, I think I think just from when I first got here, like most of the narrative was like, oh yeah, like they play fast, they don't play defense, right? Like that was the thing. And I've seen there's just the growth of everyone, the coach has been doing an awesome job preparing us for games. And everyone is willing to put the effort in, and also I think when you see the results, like from the defense, like you have no choice but to commit to it, and I think the guys have been tremendous. I can name so many guys, obviously Drew as like kind of like the leader, where it's like he's going to guard the best player every single night. We got Double A. Miles blocking shots. Like we have so many people that can do so many things, but it's mostly a team defense, and everyone is committed to it, I'll say.
Third row on your left. Last question.
Pascal, considering how the Game 4 ended, I think it's fair to say that Indiana missed a good opportunity to go up 3-1 in this series. Considering this is a final series that can be so exhausting in a long series, do you think skipping your cool is the right way to do right now?
Wait, doing what is the right way?
To be relaxed, to forget all the things that...
No, I mean, we got to move on, right? Like it's like we have a game tomorrow. So I think we got to understand what's at stake here. And as much as we want to win, I'm sure that the guys over there want to do the same. So every game is going to be a battle. And I don't really look at things like that way of like, missed opportunity or whatever. Like we all go into this wanting to win. And sometimes you're going to win, sometimes you're going to lose. And I think we just got to move on. And that's something that we've been good at, is just moving on to the next. And no matter what the odds are and no matter what it is, like we always believe in ourselves. And we go out there and we give our best and we live with the results. So I don't look at anything in life as like a missed opportunity. I just know that there's always something that's coming up. And we just got to believe and move on to the next and do everything that we've been doing to get to where we're at today. So we're going to keep doing that.
Thank you, Pascal. Coach will be in shortly.
Well, the bench has continued to outscore the reserves for the Thunder. Can Obi Toppin and company keep that going in Game 5? They'll need a big road performance. Well, the Pacers are going to have to bounce back in Game 5. One of the ways that Coach Carlisle wants them to do it, play through Siakam offensively, and defensively, they've got to be better late in the game. That all starts with the point of attack. Andrew Nembhard chatting with Nabil Kareem.
All right, Andrew, let's start by talking about Father's Day. Your dad, Claude, what kind of impact did he have on your journey to get to this point?
Oh, huge impact. He put the ball in my hands. He gave me the confidence, and he always kind of put me in the gym, gave me time to kind of get better, as well as boosting confidence to believe in myself to be here,
What's your message to him today?
Appreciate you, Pops, for everything you've done, your sacrifice, and love you.
You've developed this reputation as a gamer, right? Where does that mentality come from, that toughness come from?
I think just growing up, playing in competitive games and enjoying those moments. And I think it's just always been fun for me. Basketball's always been a national thing for me, and I've always loved doing it. So in those moments, I feel like this is what I'm here to do.
There's so much talk about the connection with you and Shea going back to Canada basketball, playing against each other as kids and as teenagers. How much does that actually help in a series like this, knowing some of his tendencies?
Yeah, I think with any good player, I think the more experience you have on them, the better. And you got to feel them out, and you got to understand what they like to get to. But Shea's a guy who's, even with that, he's unpredictable. He's unorthodox, so switches it up all the time. So he's not a guy that's easy to get rhythm on.
In that fourth quarter, he went off. You guys did a great job besides that. But from what you saw in that fourth quarter, what kind of adjustments you need to make going into Game 5 with him specifically?
Yeah, we just gotta keep making it tough. Keep making it tough. Keep playing hard. Keep staying grounded, and figuring out how to get it done.
Rick Carlisle has pushed all the right buttons on this team, it seems like. What's one or two things he's really stressing heading into Game 5?
Trying to stress, just staying together and fighting. This is an opportunity that you don't want to miss out on and regret anything in the future. So we want to just give it our all.
Appreciate it. Thank you.
All right, thanks to Andrew and Nabil, who you can catch on the pre- and post-game show for Game 5 right here on NBA TV. Chris Miles leads the gang of Steve Smith, Channing Frye, and Brendan Haywood. The coverage tips off live from Paycom Center at 6:30 Eastern Time on Monday.